All right, Taurus, welcome to your mid-December 2020 Love Horoscope and Taroscope. I'm Ryan with Arrows of Love. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to pull some Angels Oracle and also from the Tarot. We're going to review the things in the sky first so you have some context as to what is happening with the Tarot. So let's start with the Sun. That's where the vitality is always at. That's where your focus is. The Sun is in Sag for the next couple days. Sag is your 8th house. This is the sex, taxes, and death house. You could be focused on intimate matters over the last couple of weeks. There could be some endings. Things come up that you didn't expect. That's 8th house matters. It's things unseen, right? The Sun is going to move into Capricorn on December 21st, which is the day of the winter solstice. It's a very important card. This one popped out, codependency. What's going on with you? We'll get back to that. The Sun is going to move into Capricorn on December 21st. That's your 9th house. Capricorn is 9 signs past Taurus. This has to deal with long distance travel, higher education, personal beliefs. The 21st is an important day not only because it's the winter solstice, it's also the day that the two heavy hitter giants of our solar system, Saturn and Jupiter, meet up for the great conjunction and finally move out of Capricorn. Saturn's been in Capricorn since December 2017. It's the taskmaster. It's hard lessons. It brings restriction and delay. Saturn's time. It's karma. And it's been sitting right next to Jupiter in your 9th house for the last couple years. So you may have been reviewing, what is your personal beliefs? Where are you going in life, Taurus? You may have been readjusting higher education. Maybe you went back to school. We have another one. This could be the one. Oh, that's a good card. Sorry, we're going to get back to Saturn and Jupiter. So Saturn and Jupiter have been sitting in your 9th house. Saturn's been there for 3 years. Jupiter's been there for a year. Saturn is a restrictive planet. It's here to teach us lessons. You may have been going back to school, readjusting your personal beliefs. This could have had, obviously with COVID-19, can't do a ton of long distance travel these days. And with Jupiter sitting right next to there, Jupiter's the great expander. It just expands whatever energy it's next to. So it's been expanding Saturn's reign over Capricorn, which Saturn rules Capricorn, over the last year. So these two heavy-hitting planets are finally moving out. Saturn moved out of Capricorn on December 17th. Jupiter moved out of Capricorn as of today. So we're going to start seeing a lift. Saturn it brings a very heavy energy, and it can be really difficult to work through. But now that Saturn is out of its home sign, and Jupiter, which is in its fall position in Capricorn, is picking up dignity just by means of moving into Aquarius. So basically what that means is Jupiter's the great expander, it's the great benefic, it bestows gifts, it's very good luck. It's going to start bringing in a happier times. Things won't be so bogged down, but we have to give it a little bit of time because the two are aligned right now at 0 degrees of Aquarius, now moving into your 10th house. So Aquarius is 10 signs past Taurus. The 10th house has to do with career matters, your reputation in the world, the public. So if you've been working on any higher education, higher learning, getting a certificate, going back to school, you might start seeing the benefit of that now that Saturn and Jupiter are moving into your 10th house of career and reputation. Jupiter is the faster moving planet. It's going to cruise through Aquarius pretty quick within the next 4 or 5 months, and then it's going to dip into Pisces, your 11th house of hopes, wishes, dreams, public, your friends, group associations, just briefly until it retrogrades back into your 10th house of Aquarius. So you're going to see a lot happening on the career front over the next year or so. You may very well be changing jobs. You might get a raise. If you've been working towards something on the career front, you very well might see the benefit of that in 2021. There's more happening on the 21st, though. It's not just Saturn and Jupiter aligning in Aquarius at 0 degrees for this great conjunction. Venus, which has been sitting in Scorpio in your 7th house of marriage, one-on-one partnerships, and legal contracts, is finally moving out of Scorpio, or it actually moved out of Scorpio on December 15th, and it's going to be in Sagittarius until January 8th. Venus is your ruling sign. Venus is at its detriment in Scorpio. It's on the opposite side of the wheel. So it doesn't do so good in Scorpio. So if there have been things, endings, tension on the love front with your significant other, or maybe perhaps someone you're seeing, that's the reason why. So we're going to start to see Venus, the lesser benefic, start to rein in those gifts. And Venus entered your 8th house of sex, taxes, and death on December 15th. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. I remember I just said that Jupiter was in its fall position in Capricorn. So anything that was happening in Sagittarius, any planets happening or transiting through Sag, they don't do very well. You don't get the benefit of the jovial, optimistic Sagittarius energy. But now that Jupiter is finally moving out of that fall position in Capricorn and into Aquarius, where it does very well, we're going to start seeing a lift. So Venus is going to travel or transit through Sagittarius for the next couple of weeks. So things might pick up again on the love front, on the intimacy front, if the last few weeks haven't been so great because Venus was at its detriment position in Scorpio. We're going to have to give this a few weeks before, not a few weeks, maybe a few days before Venus really starts bestowing the gifts again, so to speak, because Venus on the 21st is going to make an awkward angle called a quincunx over to Uranus, which is sitting in Taurus, your 1st house. So this will impact you, Taurus. Venus is also making what's called an Antisha aspect over to Pluto, which is sitting in Capricorn in your 10th house of career. So when I look at this, Venus is frustrated. Venus and it's frustrating energy with a quincunx. It can be kind of an annoyance. And then an Antisha is something that we don't necessarily see coming, and it can be a little malefic in nature. So Venus is sitting in your 8th house of endings. This is the Scorpio house. Uranus is sitting in your 1st house, which is you, and Pluto sitting in your 10th. So I would say if you've been working anything on higher education, learning, you very well might be getting some news that changes up the career front sometime in early January. December 23rd rolls around, and this is a power struggle day. So the intensity of 2020 really doesn't end anytime soon. It keeps going through the rest of the year. So right after Saturn and Jupiter move into Aquarius on the 21st, Venus is out of Scorpio. It's in Sag, making these awkward angles to Uranus and Pluto. Now Mars, which was in its retrograde position from September through November in your 12th house of Aries, is going to make its last square over to Pluto, which is sitting in your 10th house of career and reputation. Mars has been making this aspect to Pluto several times over the last couple of months as it was traveling forward, and then when it went into its retrograde motion and started hitting these squares again. Now Mars is moving forward again. It's out of retrograde. It's been out of retrograde since November, and it's going to hit this square to Pluto one last time. Like I said, this is power struggles. This is issues with dominance. This could bring up some really aggressive energy. Mars is the god of war. Pluto is the god of the underworld. So this could be covert, aggressive action that we don't necessarily see coming. I did a little bit of research on these Mars retrogrades. They don't happen very often, once every about 2 years or so. But Mars sitting in its home sign of Aries, Mars rules Aries, is very significant. And the fact that it retrograded through that sign usually has some consequences to it, especially when it starts aspecting some of the outer planets. So the last 3 times that Mars retrograded through Aries is pretty telling, actually. And I'll start with November of 1941. Mars was retrograding through Aries. Uranus was sitting in Taurus, same positions. A month later, December 7th rolled around, 1941. Pearl Harbor happened. Covert action, things we didn't see coming, an attack. The next retrograde period in Aries for Mars was November 1973. During that period, the Greek president was ousted. It was a bloodless shed, but there was a transition of power. You can see where I'm going with this. The last time Mars retrograded in Aries was August of 1988. During that time, the Iran-Iraq war was going on, and 50,000 Kurds were killed by chemical agents. During that time, Mars was making a hard aspect, a challenging square, over to nebulous Neptune, which is known to be cloudy, hazy. You can see the correlation to chemical agents here. I have to warn you, Taurus, to really hold yourself back from engaging in any type of power struggles. Mars in your 12th house, that is things unseen. That's the subconscious. That's karma. The 12th house is reserved for the universe to correct any mistakes or to make the changes that it needs. Pluto sitting in your 10th house of career. So this aggressive energy could very well play out on the career front. So be mindful of that around the 23rd. You need to resist the urge to engage, resist the urge to argue, because things coming out of the Mars-Pluto square usually don't end well. As if that wasn't enough for the rest of the year in 2020, just generally speaking, on December 30th, there's going to be a full moon in Cancer. Cancer is your third house of communication. So you might very well get some communication around that last day of the year that could be a little emotional, because Cancer, the moon rules Cancer, and Cancer is very emotional. It has to deal with the home. It has to deal with family. It's also connected to the mother. So anything surrounding those themes could very well come to light. Full moons are culminations and illuminations, but mostly it's the end of a cycle here, and it's sitting in your third house of communication. So there could be some emotional communications coming along. The sun is sitting in your 9th house. The sun is sitting in your 9th house of higher beliefs, long distance travel, higher education. So anything happening on that front, there might be a little bit of tension. That's what the opposition to the sun and the moon presents here. And it's also a potential time of ending. So pay attention to those dates. December 30th is a day of communication. Could be a little intense that day, but really watch out for December 23rd with that square, Mars in your 12th house. Things unseen coming from Pluto, things bubbling up from the underworld. But like I said, Pluto is the god of the underworld. We don't see these things coming. You have two of those type of energies playing here, and Mars and Pluto both rule Scorpio. So this also deals with Scorpio-like energy. This has to do with sex, taxes, and death. So anything around that could potentially come up. I should mention too, there's actually good things that come out of the 8th house. It's also transformation. So anything that leaves your life, Taurus, realize that it just wasn't meant for you, and the universe is pointing you down a different direction. The 8th house also brings lump sums. So you very well might get a big bonus from work. There's good financial things that come out of this. It's also the sign of the 8th house represents joint ventures. So if you're thinking about getting into a business with someone, that very well might produce some good cash flow, just being that the sun is in Sag, at least for the next couple days. But really, Venus, which also is the goddess of money and your ruler is going to be sitting in Sagittarius, which is your 8th house, till January 8th. So there could be some lump sums. There could be some endings on that front. It looks like most of it's sitting, maybe with passion, if you got a hot bed buddy, or if you're partnered up, you might be trying to rekindle that flame, or maybe having some issues in the bedroom. But a lot of this is pointing to higher beliefs, career. To me, this looks more like you're trying to better yourself to bring in more cash. All right, so that's what's happening in the sky, Taurus. I have already pulled out 2 Angels Oracle that fell out while I was shuffling. The first one you had was codependency. So addictions are affecting your romantic life. Taurus, you are the 2nd house of the zodiac. Taurus is known for consumption and overindulgence. You have to learn how to control this urge to constantly consume, Taurus, because this has to deal with self-worth usually. It's a self-worth issue. Abusing food, abusing drugs, abusing alcohol, whatever it might be. The universe is telling you it's now gotten to the point that it's affecting your relationships. You need to take a step back. This also deals with higher beliefs. This is the 9th house. This is Capricorn for you. The 8th house also brings up addictions, things unseen. If you've been hiding this from people, it might be coming out now. This could be affecting work. So codependency. Addictions are affecting your relationship. The next card is this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So you're manifesting. The one that you want is out there. You know who they are. It could be that your codependency, any type of addiction that you're trying to deal with here, or if it's your partner, or the person that you like, it's affecting the relationship. It can't happen until the codependency issue is dealt with. Let's consult the tarot. Let's dive a little bit deeper. See what's happening here. 8th house is endings. This could very well be the universe calling you to end a codependency issue. But it comes out of self-worth. You have to deal with your self-worth issues. You are worthy of love, Taurus. You have great gifts to offer. You have a tendency, however, to skip some steps in relationships. You like to hit the sack a little too early. And we all know how much Taurus likes its food and wine. I'm not criticizing. It's something all Tauruses have to deal with. My moon is in Taurus, so I know Taurus very well. All right, so Taurus, let's see what's happening here with you. The Lovers, here they are. Could be dealing with a Gemini. The Lovers represent Gemini. The Hierophant, that's you. Could also be an Aries. Institutions. 6 of Cups. Yeah, this is a rebalancing needed. Could be an X too. The Emperor. Got a lot of major arcana coming out here. Need to stand in your power. Ace of Cups. Very nice. This is the new start. Wanting that new start, that new relationship. Strength. Wow, you have a lot of major arcana here. All right, Taurus. So codependency, addictions are affecting your relationship. This is a choice. The Lovers represent a choice at the end of the day. Which way do you go, Taurus? Do you deal with your self-worth issues, or do you continue down the cycle? This is going to start to impact career. This is probably already impacting your relationships. It clearly is. But you got to make that choice for yourself. If this is a partner, it's equally a choice for you. Do you want to be with a partner that's got a codependency issue? Because the very next card here is the Hierophant. This is institution. So this very well might be that they need to go get some help, professional help. This is traditionally a religious card. So there might be an element of spirituality that needs to be had here too, where you need to realize that you are a beautiful human being and you deserve the highest form of love. So think about that too. But I really think this is a decision to go get some help, because this is the help card. This is the service card. Sixes represent service. This is cups. This is you needing to go get some help. All right. Giving back. Yeah, this is definitely someone needs to go get some professional help here. And whoever you're dealing with, this could be the one, right? You're manifesting that highest purpose, your highest partner, and the very next card here is the Emperor. So someone, you could be dealing with an Aries. This is the Aries card, but this is also the man sitting in his authority to make a decision to get himself better too. You might be, if it's you that's got the codependency issue here, Taurus, this is also a little bit of stubbornness too. So watch for that. If you're getting messages from friends, family, your significant other to go do this, this man can be quite stubborn, but ultimately he makes his decision for himself. If it's a partner that needs to go do this, maybe they're not seeing this as a problem just quite yet. But if you want to start anew, if you want to clear the crap, so to speak, because this is the new start. This is emotion. This is the offer. This is something new. This is you taking a chance to clean up your act, or the partner's act, whichever one it is here, right? You have to take that chance. The universe is calling out for you to do that. And through it, you get the new love. But it takes strength. It takes inner strength to do that. You have to be courageous. You have to put yourself first, Taurus. It's a choice. It's a choice to make anew. If you really want this to work out, someone's got to go get help. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that that's what this is all about. So get some professional help if you're dealing with things that are pretty intense with any type of addiction. All right, I'm going to pull one more card for the outcome. Yeah, Eight of Swords, not sure what to do. Feeling bound, going back and forth. This is an obsession card too. So if you're obsessing over someone, that's 8th house too. That's Pluto. Pluto brings jealousy, possessiveness, obsessiveness. So the woman here is bound and can't see, but she's not bounded very tightly. Not sure what to do just quite yet. I think you know what to do, Taurus. If it's the other person that's got the addiction issue and they're not willing to deal with it, you can't help people that don't want help. You can offer to that they seek help and have that serious conversation, but at the end of the day, they have to make that decision for themselves, and it's going to take strength to start anew. Endings. It's a big one, and this addictions spill into other people's lives. It spills into other areas of your life, career, friends, If there's been a lot of endings on that front because you're not dealing with something, and Taurus, you can be stubborn sometimes. This is the wake-up call, okay? So you need to start doing this because this is going to start having some long-lasting ramifications, or it's with the partner. Have them get help. I hope you found this helpful. If you need more on this reading and this is resonating with you, send me an email. My email is in the description box below. This isn't going to resonate with everyone. This is a general reading. Take a look at your rising sign, your moon, and your Venus. But if this is resonating with you, I think the message is pretty clear here. Got to go get help. All right, Taurus, I wish you the best of luck. Until next time, take care.